Happy Monday, and also happy Martin Luther King Day. All right, so even though the market is closed today, we're still going to be rock and rolling with some content. I tend to put out videos, or try to put out videos Monday through Saturday here on this channel, even if the market is closed today on a holiday, and also even on Saturday as well. Obviously, markets closed minus crypto markets. But we're going to be talking about primarily SoFi, AMD, and also this week. If you are a, I want to say returning viewer, thank you so much, brother or sister. I actually do check my demographics under analytics. I do have some female viewers on this channel, which I'm actually really proud of. On my other YouTube channels, tends to be very male orientated, have a very crude sense of humor. As always, if you enjoy today's video, I keep things real. I don't really edit these types of videos because, well, a lot of this stuff you're speaking from your heart, and you should be able to talk about stocks very fluently, especially if you are heavily invested in a lot of these companies as well. If you find value in today's content, smash the like button, completely free. Subscribe for more. If you are a returning viewer, like I did say, we underwent a name change on this channel. Obviously, Trojan Bull was just an alias of mine. Posted a video yesterday talking about that, and I do have other YouTube channels as well too. Going to be advertising this channel with my other channels probably beginning of February. My other YouTube channels have, one has over 200,000 subscribers. I've been uploading videos on there since 2008, so over 17 years now. Coffee cheers, by the way. It is 1:04 p.m. in the afternoon. So we'll talk a little bit more about bringing over other people to this channel later. But straight off the bat, talking about SoFi and S&P 500 inclusion. So SoFi obviously did not get into the S&P 500 back in December. A lot of people were disappointed. Me personally, I just don't really honestly... I didn't get into SoFi under the assumption of, hey, is the company that I'm invested in going to be included into the S&P 500, a major index? Now, if a company gets into the SPY, is it going to be getting a premium? So it's a very debatable and hot topic that a lot of people like to say. A lot of people say it's not going to do anything. A lot of people say that's nonsense. It's going to be doing a lot. But one thing that it actually does, believe it or not, is it causes a real stabilization in the stock price, because you have other people that's going to be primarily buying the index, buying SoFi, hopefully for the long term. And when I say long term, I mean like probably a decade out. And it's going to take off a lot of chips on the table. So it could very well decrease the volatility. But then again, Palantir has been in the S&P 500 for, I believe, over a year now. They experience volatility all the time. Same thing with Robinhood as well, too. So does it really take off volatility? Or is Palantir and Robinhood just trading extremely rich on a forward price-to-earning ratio? Yeah, Palantir is extremely rich. You're talking a multiple of, I believe, over 400. Top of my head, I don't know straight off the bat. Robinhood is getting a very high multiple as well. So you tend to see companies with extremely high forward PEs, high valuations. They experience volatilization. That's not even a word. They experience a period of being volatile regardless if they're in the SPY or not. Now, SoFi, I would really love the volatility to kind of really die down a little bit. But then again, talking to a lot of you all, and if you're a SoFi shareholder, definitely drop below a comment. Let me know down below, especially if you're a SoFi whale. I actually got called a whale by one of my friends, real life friends, not internet friends, who watches this channel. And I don't know. You all tell me. I mean, I have total position size in SoFi right now is a little bit over 50K. So not at a six-figure mark for SoFi just yet. Definitely do believe that's going to grow there eventually in the next coming years. But I mean, hey, I'm rocking a lot of shares. I have a phenomenal average on my private account of $7.41. My public account here is in the low teens, I believe 13 something. I'll show my public account here momentarily too. Um, so less volatile in this stock will really benefit long-term shareholders like myself. Maybe take away a lot of like fears and uncertainty. But I mean, I'm enjoying these big swings because I can capitalize on them. Capitalizing on buying the fear for discounted shares in the future. I do understand that a lot of you all are have a trading mentality. Yes, I am also a trader, but for SoFi, it's a long-term hold for me. My trades on this channel positions could very well be Honest Company, PayPal, even maybe Adobe could turn into a quick trade, especially if they recover very nicely here. I mean, if Palantir goes like berserk, I'm probably gonna take some profits here. So I mean, sure, I am a trader, but at the same time, SoFi is not something I'm looking to trade. So therefore, it definitely benefits traders out there. And I definitely respect that because, hey, maybe you're a long-term shareholder in PayPal, Honest, Adobe, and me saying that, hey, I'm looking to trade them. Maybe that triggers you. Hopefully it doesn't. And just understand that everyone has different game plan. But at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself and you got to look yourself in the mirror. Are you a profitable trader, investor with your game plan? I am. Like, very much a profitable trader. Since I've been in the market since 2020, 2020, 21, 22, 24, and 25, all very, very, very profitable years. 23 got my bum handed to me. it was not fun. I was in the red that year. Did not have to pay any taxes whatsoever. But very much recovered in 24 and in last year and 25 was a banger. This year, I know that this year is going to be another banger too. Why? Hold on. Wait for it. Because there's going to be a lot of uncertainty whether we continue into the second half of the year or there's going to be a lot of manipulation that causes uncertainty to the second half of the year. We have midterms this year. So what's going to end up happening is that, shit, man. Sorry. I'm kind of really diving into a little bit of topic number 3 here for this week. It's not really talking about this week. A couple things are going to happen. We are going to get our heads out of our asses, Wall Street. I'm not Wall Street by any means. Wall Street's going to get their heads out of their asses and they're going to rally. And we're probably going to rally all the way into the summertime and then maybe experience like a pullback, maybe like midsummer, and then maybe rally throughout the rest of the year, which would be like, that's ideal. We will still get great returns here in the market. Or it could be the opposite. We could be falling off a cliff. We could be trading sideways up until May and then rally into the rest of the year, into midterms. We have a president with an extremely large ego. Everyone has an ego. I have an ego. You have an ego. The guy is not going to let the stock market be trading low during midterms. It's a abomination for the Republican Party. And the Republican Party is what is at stake for the midterms here. So they're going to do whatever it takes to prop up the market. So if I had to really think out loud, I would say we could very well maybe rally after earnings seasons. It's a couple weeks, a month from now. And then maybe like a month before next earnings seasons, around April timeframe-ish, maybe May, we're going to pull back and trade. So we could very well rally for maybe like 40, 60 days after this earnings season, and then we pull back, and then we rally again, we pull back, and then maybe the rest of the year we just straight, rally. Or maybe we go into recession this year. But either way, it comes down to, do you have a plan? For me, I do. I'm very vocal and very advocator on this channel. Basically, pretty much, if you are trading companies, you buy the dip, you buy the fear, you buy the blood, you sell the rip. If you are a long-term investor, you buy the fear, you pick up discounted shares. You work hard, you accumulate cash. When all your stocks in the market is moonshot shining, that's when you just build a cash position. It's when everyone is FOMOing on in. Hey, take a look at some of your companies. Maybe some are overvalued. Right now on this account that I have, things are not overvalued at all. So I'm really in a good position here. Okay, but more about SoFi and talking about the SPY inclusion, just kind of really got off topic there, but very much relevant. So, obviously SoFi, did not get in. March date for S&P 500 companies being added. Hold on one second. I honestly thought that I had this up, but, apparently I did not. Okay, so the next date that we're looking at a March inclusion could be the 24th of March here. So the 24th of March is basically going to be the next date. A lot of people are saying that SoFi is going to get in on this date. Don't bet on it. Don't bank on it, because you're going to be disappointed. Okay? If you are buying into SoFi and hoping on the S&P 500 news, well, guess what can happen? A couple things. One is that we don't get in and the stock pulls back and you get discouraged and pissed off, and then maybe it forces you to sell out of your position. You listen to the noise and the noise overwhelms you. Do we really need to be in the S&P 500? The answer is no. We got a great management team. The management team is executing and our revenue is growing. The things they're doing for the future, and they've already stated that they're going to be giving us a lot of coffee chairs for 2026 and 27. They have stated 26 and 27 is going to be our big year. Got a fun little story to tell. Hold on. I myself, I have a military background. During my 20s, I never invested in stocks at all. I just really worked hard, worked my ass off, accumulated cash. Never invested my cash at all. Just had it really sitting in a savings account, not really doing diddly shit. But on my last deployment in 2019, this is actually me home from that deployment, November 2019. I actually accumulated quite a bit of money on my last deployment. I was a E6, a staff sergeant in the Marine Corps, and my last deployment was Afghanistan. I ended up racking up saving about $30,000 worth of cash. Single dude, never married. Thought about it a couple times. No kids as well too. So I'm was able to very much accumulate cash. I understand a lot of other people. You have families, you have a spouse, loved ones. For me, it's completely been the opposite. But at the same time, very much in my 20s, I was a dumb partier, and I spent a lot of my cash at bars, nightclubs, vacations, concerts, strip clubs, stupid shit. Yeah, definitely not the best investment. But I got home from that deployment, and I said to myself, hey, I got to be smart. I'm 31 years old at the time, 37 now. I got to really look at investing my capital. And ironically, I was actually looking at Tesla. Tesla back then, oh boy, what was Tesla? I know that Tesla has done some forward splits. I believe Tesla was $55 a share back in 2019. But doing the splits they did, obviously that's very different. I was looking at Tesla at November of 2019. So pre-splits adjusted, $20 a friggin' share. If I took 20%, and I mean, it's obviously, but you want to talk like let's go ahead and keep the numbers simple. Let's say if I had taken 10 grand and bought Tesla, $10,000 divided by $20, 500 shares, and let's say that I rode, because nobody friggin', you got to be a very loyal person to ride all the way. Obviously I would have gotten scared and I probably would have sold around like this time frame. I know myself very much. So let's just say, hey, you're talking a 10x, so 500 times, let's say 220. That is 10 grand to 100. That is life-changing money. That is beyond a 10x. Beyond a 10x. Why was I looking at Tesla? Because Elon Musk said in his earnings call, 2020 is gonna be our friggin' year. I didn't listen. Other people did. I did not. I got in the market during Rona. But still, I think about it to this day. What if I had listened to the CEO? Hey, Musk said 2020 is going to be your year. 2020 was. They had amazing revenue. So the CEO of SoFi has stated that 2026 and 27 is going to be our big friggin' years. So the S&P 500 inclusion, what can end up happening? Well, if we don't get into March, we could have some FOMO leading up to it. Buy the rumor, sell the news. And then if we don't get in, we could very well sell off. If we do get in, we could sell off still, or maybe we could rally like Palantir did and a lot of other companies like Robinhood rallied hard too. But if we don't get in March, I believe the next time is June to get in. Don't quote me on that. What's going to end up happening is every couple of months, whenever the next inclusion of the S&P 500, it's going to cause volatility in the stock, and it's going to piss off a lot of long-term investors. This is why long-term investors sell out of the stock, because they get pissed off because of games that is going on. Yes, a lot of games that are happening is because of traders. Definitely manipulation too. Our competitor, Bank of America, comes out with a terrible sell rating on SoFi. That is straight up manipulation. So, does SoFi need to get into the S&P 500? The answer is no. If you're hell-bent on SoFi getting into the S&P, just give it a break. Look at the management team. Look at their execution. Don't focus on that, and just focus on why you got in. Okay, second topic of today's video, AMD chips. So we are waiting for the new chips at AMD to be unveiled. What is the name? I don't the new AMD chips. I believe it's 450 or 4500 later this year. What is it? The AMD 4500. Hold on one second. I always get this wrong for some reason. Hold on. What is the new AMD chips later this year? Come on. 2026. Ryzen 7. Okay, yes. So it's these ones. AI 400 series. Okay. Yep. Q1. Here we go. Honestly, don't quote me on these chip names too. There are so many that plus during my 20s I drank a lot of alcohol. So I got to track these chips from AMD. I got to track chips from Nvidia, plus many other companies as well too. The point being is that a couple years ago, Nvidia said, "Hey, we have chips that are rock and rolling," and Wall Street bought into Nvidia, and AMD said, we're a couple years behind with our chip technology. Well, now those couple years are here. And the thing about it, the thing about it is that these chips are going to be yes, the Blackwell chips. These chips are now here, and you're going to see later in this year AMD's growth rates are going to surpass Nvidia. So a lot of people are wondering if Wall Street is really going to be eating up AMD here. And the answer is it's a possibility. But what can really happen this year with AMD that can be very volatile and shake out a lot of people? What can very well happen with AMD is a couple things. We really go on a tear with AMD in the first portion of this year. So the first portion of this year for AMD could be a straight shot to the upside here. And we could just bust through all-time highs. We can have a hard rally. And then buy the rumor, sell the news pretty much happens with AMD. And once they come out, 348% by 2030. What? Yeah, it's ignore this noise as well. But when all these new ratings and when everything gets really unveiled, and as soon as long as OpenAI comes through and buys AMD chips, that's going to be the second half of the year too. We could see AMD start pricing in all these catalysts, and the stock can go ahead and go on a nice tear, a nice rally. Keep the numbers simple. Let's say we rally into 350, and then all this stuff comes out. OpenAI executes buying their chips. You have their new chips being unveiled, and then the stock sells off by 20% down to maybe 300, 290, 280. Why? Because everything was priced in. You buy the rumor, you sell the news. It's a trader's mentality, right? There's going to be traders out there trading it. I'm along for AMD. After earning seasons, and depending what really happens momentarily, I'm probably going to be doing some long-term options as well on the public account here. But I mean, understand that is something that could cause a lot of volatile for AMD. And we got to really see how this plays out, because if AMD runs up for the first half of the year, it could very well be stagnated the rest of the half. Or maybe we're just going to be in this range. We're going to be trading near all-time highs, the 260s, maybe push to 270s, 280s. And then we're going to go back down to the 210s. At that point, I'm adding more shares. That's what I'm doing. So, I mean, hey, if AMD is going to be trading in this range, like a lot of these companies are, it's once again, my game plan is picking up discounted shares for the next couple years here. Okay, so real quick about this week, pretty much the Bung profile here, aka public account. Got some capital, more than likely going to be transferring $2,500 over, probably next week, probably after the FOMC meeting. Then the account challenge will go down to 17 months, not 18 months anymore. And, what am I going to be doing? I'm looking to really, oh man, if SoFi breaks this $25 support, we could go down to the $24, $23. And if the market throws a stupid hissy fit after earnings, for whatever reason, I gotta add more shares. Like, I really do. I gotta. I'm probably gonna increase my shares to an even 400 shares on this account here. If AMD gets kicked in the nuts back down to 200, I'll move up some shares. I'm actually really looking to have my AMD position on this account surpass my SoFi position. My AMD on this account on a cost basis is higher than SoFi, but I'm looking to really have my total position size bigger than SoFi. On my private, it's the other way around. My SoFi position is bigger than my AMD position on there. Meta, I could very well see myself adding maybe another share of Meta. It's still beaten down. We got earnings seasons. Palantir, I'm kind of really holding here. Hood, this is one that I might be buying tomorrow. And I would actually like my Hood position to actually be over 10% and above my Palantir position. But if Hood comes out with earnings and they're like, hey, Bitcoin going down, we're innovating, the stock is gonna rally. But I mean, if they come out and they're like, hey, Bitcoin's doing crappy, we're taking a hit, we could see Hood below 100, below $90. I'm just going to be doubling down here. Adobe is another one I would like to actively be buying shares. That's a falling knife right now. PayPal very much could be, like I said, a trade after their earnings. They're undervalued on a fundamental and also technical analysis basis. Honest Company is really a risk on play here. Got to really see what happens after earnings. We could do a nice recovery. I very well may just sell out of a position and move on to a next one here as well. So that's really my game plan. What do I see this week for really SPY here? SPY is trading at all-time highs, pretty much consolidating. We could very well pull back here, which oh boy, if we do experience a pullback on SPY here, down to the 50-day moving average, you're talking about down by almost 2% here, 1.5%. It could definitely drag a lot of these big stocks down, but I mean, SPY is definitely above the 50-day. The Qs are pretty much using the 50 as support. The IWM is busting through all-time highs, and it shows that the IWM, all the small caps are rallying. So if the top of the market gets its heads out of its bum hole, then we can very much rally, and earnings could very well set that precedence higher. All right, I definitely rambled on for this video. Hopefully everyone is having a great holiday day. Let me know down below if you disagree with anything I say, have a different viewpoint. Also, if you want to join my private group as well too, this link is down below. Like I said, I'm going to be advertising this new channel of mine from my main YouTube channel probably beginning of next month. So a lot of people are going to be coming over, but I'm giving you all active viewers basically a chance to really get on my Discord server with me. Pretty much seeing trade signals in real time, essentially. And I keep things real. Good vibes, nothing crazy. Very much a professional environment, and I hope to hear from you guys soon, whether it's down below in the comment section or whether it's on Discord. All right, everyone, take it easy, and let's see what the market does tomorrow. Later.